we also have the alkynes. Okay? Now, the one that is being written there as an example is, okay, for example, there is, since we're talking about fuels, so that is propane. Okay? And then the example for alkenes,
H4 kay propane na siya.
we have
H6.
May nakikuha niya ito.
Ganun sa daw.
propene.
Expire na mong gamay.
Expire na.
And then, last for the alkynes, you have propine. Okay. So, difference. When you say alkene, you only have, okay,
Pronoy.
C, okay,
Karon. Expire na.
single bonds.
Wala na nalalaman. Mao ra mo dali gud kay dili man tulugay. Dali ra kasi to siya nito.
Ito, manto.
Ito gud dali ra kayo kay module.
Basta mo na po.
Gani sa mga dili atun-an ba.
Gaya na lang mag-readings po.
We have C, single bond. C, okay. Of course, we have and then for the alkenes, you have C, double bond. See there? And for the alkynes, you will see at least one triple bond there. Okay. And then you will notice, okay, that should be triple bond. Oh my gosh. Triple bond, guys. Sorry if it will not be drawn. Okay, triple bond. For the alkenes, you only have a double bond, and for alkenes, you have one single bond. You have singles. So in this particular case, you have the propane, the formula of which is propane C3 H 8. Okay, so we will see how it is later. Okay, for propene, so we have C3 because they have the same root prefix there. We have same. It starts with the prop. C3H6. Okay. And for the next one, the alkene, the propine, you will have here C3H. C3H. 1, 2, C3H. 4. Let me see. C3H4.
H8, 6A6, I.
C3H4.
H4 there.
Okay, so it's C3H4. Okay, so take note of the differences. Now for the alkanes, we can draw. We can draw here 3 carbons. You have
Ang
1,
namin naman, bute kay 3,
Two.
ay 4 eh.
3. Okay, and you know that carbon is tetravalent, so we can have here 4 bonds around a carbon. And since this is a hydrocarbon, so you only have hydrogens around. Okay, so that actually completes the tetravalent nature of your carbon. Since we have the 2 bonds for this carbon,
Carbon 4 na.
then you have hydrogen here
Carbon, ika
and
4
another hydrogen
4
here.
element ang carbon.
Okay, so the first and the third we have actually 3 hydrogens all.
Kaya dapat 4 man ang
So,
H1.
If you check
1 to
the
kadat.
tetravalency of your carbon, okay, around this carbon you have the 4 bonds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Around this carbon, the second carbon at the center, you also have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And for this carbon, you also have 4 bonds, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that completes the tetravalency of each carbon. Now, each of these bonds are what you call as covalent bonds. So that is being shared. Okay. This bond is shared by this carbon and this hydrogen and carbon. Also shared by this 2. Also shared by this 2. This is shared by this 2. Carbon and carbon. This one shared by this. Okay, everything else is shared.
Ang H right, ha?
Okay, guys, any question? Notice all single bonds all throughout.
Di connect
That's what we call as saturated. Next, we have here the propene. Okay, did you count how many hydrogens? 8 for propane. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exactly 8. Now for this one, you expect to have 6 hydrogens only. You have 3 C's. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So 6 carbons. Since it is propene, then there is what you call as the double bond, either here or here. In this case, let's put the double bond here. Okay, guys? And the other one is a single bond. Okay? So, we have a double bond here. So, you can have 1 single bond, another single bond with formed by carbon to this hydrogen. Now, we now have 1, 2, 3. For this carbon, you have already 3. Therefore,
1H.
it needs 1 bond with hydrogen. For this carbon, you now have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And for this carbon, no, it only has single bond with this other carbon in the middle, so it can take as much. Okay, 3 hydrogens to bond. Okay, now for this carbon, okay, that completes your 4 bonds, tetravalency. For this carbon, okay, I'm showing you that the bonds are shared between the elements. And for this carbon, you have, okay, so you count how many hydrogens? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? All the bonds are shared between carbon and hydrogen, between two carbons. Okay? Now, for the propine, you have C3. Okay, you have 1, 2, 3. And since it's a propine, tells you that there is at least one triple bond. You can put the triple bond here, or you can have the triple bond here. In any way, you are just representing the same compound. Okay? So you have 3 bonds already for this carbon and this carbon. So it lacks hydrogen here to complete the tetravalency of carbon. So for this, you already have 4. So you don't need to add any more hydrogen to bond with the second carbon. Then you will have the 3 hydrogens that should be bonded with this third carbon. You have 1 hydrogen, another hydrogen, and then another hydrogen. Okay, so that completes. For this carbon, you now have 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is being shared. 4 bonds around this carbon. For this carbon, you also have 4 bonds. And for this last third carbon, you now have also 4 bonds. 1 bond with this carbon and 3 bonds with the 3 hydrogens. So you count how many hydrogens? You have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, take note. Questions? Okay. No question, guys? So, since these two, okay, since you have single bonds, it cannot anymore bond with any hydrogen, with any carbon, with any other element, because that is already filled 4 bonds. Okay, that's why it's called as saturated. In here, these 2 bonds can actually welcome an addition. So you can add 1 hydrogen here, another hydrogen here, to break the double bond. That's why we call it as unsaturated. So also for your propine, the 2 bonds in your triple bond, this will break, except 2 hydrogens or other elements, and then the other bond in your triple bond will also accept hydrogens or other elements here, so that it can actually maximize the number of bonds with other elements that it can form. Okay, so this is basically your alkyne, basically your propine. Okay, now, are you familiar with propane? Guys, are you familiar with propane?
Familiar with?
Propane.
Yes.
Hello!
Asan ang propane?
Kailan mo, ane?
Mao din siya.
LPG,
Yes, miss.
Kailangan.
Sama na siya. It's na kailan LPG.
Liquid petroleum gas.
Okay. Liquid. Liquid. Yes. Okay.
Sabaw ka?
Liquefied petroleum gas. Kaya nga no, liquefied man siya.
Dili na siya.
Kay originally good gas na siya.
Gas.
Gas.
Pressure. ECHEM mo liquid.
Okay? That is the normal niya nga
Siya sa kuwan yung liquid,
existence.
siya sa gasol.
And then, it has to be subjected to a high pressure. Okay? The process of liquefaction, and it will become liquid now. Okay? So that is now your LPG. So, unsay sudlan sa LPG?
Gasol.
Tangke. Metal.
Plastic?
Tangke.
Tangke nga?
Metal.
Metal. Metal. Okay, you're familiar with butane gas, guys?
Ano to?
Yes, ma'am.
Lagon yung mic.
Okay. So,
Ako lagon mic.
pareho
Oh,
pag
wala,
material ang sudlanan sa
Oh,
butane gas o sa
Dito
LPG?
ako.
Yes,
Sayo
ma'am.
mo to.
Pareho?
No, me.
Yes, anong naman? In what sense?
Mas light ang butit.
Light ang sudlanan sa
me.
kuan sa
Sino?
kadali lang ha. Ako ning tubagon ha.
Ano lang pagklase mo ka? Hindi.
Pagtulog mga necessary. Sugod sa tanag. Ito naman.
Wala sa kado.
Okay. Time check. It's 2 o'clock already. Sa ganito atong istorya. LPG needs a more sturdy container because sige ha, you try to compare ha, butane and LPG. Okay, when you say LPG, that is more than 80% propane. Kani guys. Okay. So, next ani is butane. So, propane na siya ha, more than 80%. More than 80% of the contents of your LPG is propane gas. Sige, assignment to ninyo ha. Nganong likon kaayo ang sudlanan sa LPG.
Boto
Unlike
sa
sa
pressure.
butane gas, pwede rin mo isod sa imong bag, no?
Sa pressure
Hello,
miss.
guys. Sige ha. Because of the pressure, kung LPG isod sa canister, puputo niya ang canister, isod nimo sa imong bag, puputo. Sige. O nga, no? O, sige. Be able to explain, ana, ha? Okay, you want to do screenshot? Okay, screenshot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, guys. Sige.
Ay ba?
Stop sharing na po.
Ikaw man na lang.
Yeah. Okay. Want to take picture? Okay. Okay na?
Dili kayo mag-picture na.
About the others? Isa may naghigda din Okay, sige. Inalan, magklase gani guys. Maglingkod og tarong ha. Ayaw pagkakilid, ayaw paghigda, ayaw pagtulog. Ano man? The brain cells will not function well
Nari-take
So
us ni
it would be a
Eliza.
waste of time. Okay, so see you on next Monday, guys. I for your
Samahan na Radis.
what is this? For your Wednesday, you study our material, ha? And anytime that I will be giving you a quiz, okay, hindi ka next Monday, ha? Sige. Hopefully, I can send back your corrected papers by Monday. I am already partially checking them. Siguro mga more than 15 already. I check and then I record. Pero we cannot prioritize the checking now because as I have said, we are on recertification